those wonderful toys.
You're listening to episode 12 of the Batman on Film chapter by chapter podcast, Batman 89. My name is Justin Kowalski. I am a legacy member of Batman on Film, and today I am joined by the one and only super tight, close best friend to our friend Lawrence. This guy is the curator of the Wayne Manor Library, Batman Book Club, founder and president, captain himself, Mr. Ryan Lauer. How you doing, bro?
Goodness. I'm doing excellent. Thank you for a wonderful introduction, Justin. Happy that we've already gotten 12 seconds in and mentioned Lawrence.
Yes.
Very, very excited. Happy about this talk, this chapter. I haven't been on that chapter by chapter in quite a while, I don't think. And I'm not saying just because as far as dates, because I know it's been a while. But as far as a chapter by chapter episode, it's been a while. I think I've been on one before, but this one was just serendipity because as many people know, as you know, because I've annoyed you to death about it with the Batman 89 Batwing that Lego came out with.
Oh, yeah.
A few years ago, for some reason, they were like, we should have Batman, we should have Joker, and we should have Lawrence. And they included a Lawrence Lego figure with a boombox. And it's probably my favorite Lego piece. And I don't say that to try and be cool and have a thing. I love that Lawrence got a freaking Lego figure.
Here's the thing. Lawrence he has such a cool look. To all the goons, there's only when I think about the Joker's goons, obviously there's Bob, right?
Yeah, of course.
And then it's Lawrence.
This is number one guy.
And he's also the only other goon who's named in the film. He's addressed. Yeah. Lawrence, and we'll get to that.
George Lane Cooper, R.I.P.
R.I.P. That's right. Here's the thing that's really terrible about a movie they marketed the balls out of. Right, it was everywhere. Right, haircuts, combs,
cultural phenomenon.
Yeah, cultural phenomenon. Right, it took over the world. You think that they would have been like, let's make every little freaking goon that they have, make a goon 5-pack of action figures. Instead, we got Bob and his stupid kick. That's all we got was Bob. But it's good that in the Lego world, they're like, let's screw Bob. Lawrence.
Recognize.
They're just appreciate cool, it. Man. I see a lot of guys that do customs of them and stuff, and it's kind of cool. It's like, oh, man, you got time.
And they didn't skip out either. His look is exactly what you'd think.
Yeah.
Bald, great glasses, his cool little mustache, the Joker jacket with Joker cards on the sleeve itself.
Yeah.
I'm
he got his little dice collar deals.
You're damn right he does.
That's right. Oh my gosh, so cool.
So Lego doesn't skimp on the details. So I love it, and not ironically, I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
So
one of the best. Anyways, all right. Well, friends, if you are following along, if you'd like to follow along and kind of get into where we are going to revisit Batman 89, we're going to be at the time code of 58 and 44 seconds to 1 hour and 12 minutes and 20 seconds. So we have a good about 15 minutes of film that we're going to talk about here.
That's right.
And so we are very excited. This is actually one of we're getting into oh man, the really good stuff. And so as we've been doing these, it's actually kind of interesting as you focus in on little sections of the movie. There's so much great stuff. Like me and Pete have been talking about, the dialogue is so quotable. There's so many quotable things in this film. And you just kind of when you do these little sections, you start to discover and pull all the meat and the chunks out of everything. That's been good. So all right, man. So we're gonna go.
I feel like this is perhaps the chunk of the movie.
Yeah.
Where anybody that listens, period, we're not hearing anything that they're not hearing anything that they don't already know. That we love this movie through and through, beginning to end. It's fantastic. But it's almost like if anybody you can watch one scene, one part of the movie. What is it? I feel like it's this. It's the mid-movie action scene, museum, Batmobile chase. I feel like that's like the part of the movie that's like, don't miss this. Rewind. Like back in the day, VHS. Rewind. Play it again. Rewind. Play it again. It's this part.
And this is the first meeting of Batman and Joker face to face. Besides Bruce Wayne and Joker, like in front of City Hall. But this is their first kind of like, oh, all right. Joker's already obsessed, but now it's like, I think it just ramps it up. So, all right, man. So we're going to just kind of talk through this and whatever kind of pops up, we'll try to stay in order. But if we skip over something, hit rewind, bro. We'll just
exactly. Yeah.
We'll take it back. So, this whole section starts up with, Bruce Wayne in his library, much like the Batman Book Club library, hanging out.
That's right.
Wearing his JCPenney sweaters. Bruce Wayne, not very stylish, man. Let me just tell you, like, oh, all right. What a dork. All right. So he gets a phone call about, and this is how Luffy is. I love that. He gets a phone call. Hey, you got to meet Vicky at the museum. And he's like, oh, okay. And they're like, wait, huh?
I'm not meeting her tonight.
Yeah, but it's funny. It's like his life is so like out of his control. Like people schedule everything, and the way it made me think like he doesn't make a single plan. Everyone tells him what to do, and he just is like, oh, okay. But he did know. I didn't schedule that.
There is something, and it's probably just because it'll be interesting. So you have kids.
Yeah.
When they distance themselves from the Nolan trilogy a little bit more, it'd be interesting to hear their impressions of the Dark Knight trilogy and how like those feel. Because for me, like our generation, you're not that much older than I am. It's like 89, like we grew up with that, all of us loving it. And the 89, like Wayne Manor, accompanied with Alfred, is like a warm blanket.
Yes.
So just even as you said, it's like we're starting here of like the phone call, and it's like Alfred standing there calling, and you just see where he is in the manor, and it's like, oh my God, I love this. And then you see Bruce, he's up in his, in his study or whatever, with his JCPenney sweater. But it's like there's something that's so comforting about like this Wayne Manor. I think more so than honestly the two that were used in the Nolan trilogy. There's something, I don't know, there's just something about it. And then even before I even said that, and I went back to thinking of like there is that grand open room in Returns that the couch is in, and I'm like, yeah, that's not as warm, but a little bit. But then actually like the one used in Forever and in Batman and Robin, the interior of that I think is very kind of warm as well. But there's just something about this Wayne Manor of just those images itself, and I'm able to confess that it's probably nostalgia for me, that it's just like, that's all that it is. But I don't know. I
think you're right. I mean, there's a lot of golden tones and stuff as well. Like Returns is very blue, blue and black and grays. And so it's evoking that. Like it feels, like Batman Begins, it has the golden hue. Like you're getting that warmness. You're getting that like this established, like warm home, Yeah, I 100% agree with you, man.
And I don't try to like overthink it at all. It's just, you and I are pretty like visual, I think. And just those images itself, I don't know, it just brings around like, And
I like this scene. I like this scene because you don't see Alfred wearing his hat, but you see he's put his hat down.
Damn right.
His bowler hat. And it's like, oh, he just got in.
Chap.
He's reviewing the messages, and it's like, oh, that's sweet. That sweet girl, Vicky.
The old voicemail message there from your connected telephone line.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Crazy days.
Yeah. No, that's good. So, and then we get to, and this is here's one of the things where I don't know if this is going to get dicey. So roll up your sleeves, Lauer.
Okay.
So then we get the scene of Joker prepping for his meeting, right? And he's got to put the flesh colored like paint on because this Joker is bleached out. He is the freaky skin is white, where it's the flip, you're talking about the Nolan trilogy. In that one, Joker puts his makeup on, like it's a war paint, whatever. And I've always been more of a, man, his skin's bleached out, don't know how, whatever, well, he fell in the acid or something else happened. I just think that's so much more creepier, and the fact that he has to disguise himself to go out in public. I like this like preparation, as if that's not gonna like distract from his giant hideous grin.
Yeah, he just doesn't stand out as much because he matches normal skin tone, more so than obviously the white. So you may not get the instant glance from people to where he can get to where he needs to go. And I think that I don't know if you'd want to, if it'd be through scripting or just through editing of, I mean, it's small, but this is how it's not beating the audience over the head with it. It's, because imagine if they just cut this part out and it was just Bruce going, I'm not meeting her tonight. And then they're just at the museum. It could almost kind of be like, well, what is Vicky aloof? Or like, what's the point of this? But instead it's like, I'm not meeting tonight. Cut to Joker panning up as he's getting ready. And you start to put it together there of like, oh snap, Joker's up. Oh, you know what I mean? And granted, I can't sit there and think of the first time that I ever saw this movie or anything, but just looking at it a little bit more under a lens for this, it's a good like pacing. Okay, keep it going. You're putting it together yourself, and then add to it Jack just being, having a blast with the role here.
Yeah.
Of I was saying when she walks in and she, where are you going? Where are you going? Daddy's got to make some art, darling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, mwah, chef's kiss.
Yeah. It's
wonderful.
So good. All right. So now after that, we get into like the opening shot of the Flugelheim, which, dude, it's such a, like, all these shots are so cool. Like that whole building is cool. Like, everything just from the outside to the inside is really cool. And so, so Vicky walks in, she's getting there. Like, this is very fancy, by the way. Just the Flugelheim Museum / restaurant. Yeah. You're going to get yourself a little treat.
I think I used to always say Flugenheim. I don't know where the N came from.
Flugen?
The old Flugenheim Museum.
The Flugelheim, right? Flugel?
Yeah.
Flugel, like
you got it right. I'm wrong. I'm saying as a kid for some reason. I don't know why I put an N in there. It's the Flugen. But it's a very industrial look on the inside, but yet also, cool, fitting with what they came up with for this Gotham City.
Yeah. So Vicky rolls up and she's, there's not a whole lot going on yet, but so she slowly starts. She gets her little gift, and she's been waiting for a while because
Vicky waiting.
Vicky waiting. What's up, Prince?
Did you ever think that it was kind of strange that she's going to an art museum and then they're like, oh, by the way, at this little section here, we're gonna have a couple tables and apparently we're gonna be able to serve food.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like maybe it's like they have an upstairs bistro. It could be like a date. Like there's places to eat.
There's possibilities for sure.
Yeah, especially at the Flugelheim.
The Flugelheim.
Yeah, when you're there. But so that didn't to me. It felt like, oh, okay, there's this date. They're gonna have this art date, right? But yeah. So all of a sudden, all the gas starts flowing in, which I just wanted to like highlight a few people here. My favorite is the waiter, the first waiter that shows up, and he's like putting the napkins down and stuff. And this guy, dude, this stuntman had to be just slams his face onto the table, like knives filling off. Like everyone else gets a cake sponge to the face, man. This guy, he sold it, man. And there's like a nice montage. Like there's like people falling over, like
splat.
Like,
yeah,
like the montage of the cakes, the sound.
It's like it's doing very good. Like now I think this is a case where I think now if they were to do this, they'd make it a little more raw and like almost a little more like violent of like this scene, to update, because it's like we got to add some more like stuff to make you kind of go, where this is perfectly fine to get the point across, and I think it's very fitting. Like I don't need somebody like cracking bones, falling down the steps, or something really horrifying happen or anything like that. It totally works for like the tone of everything. And I love the package itself, like you said, of the urgent written in crayon on the box, and inside of it being a mask to kind of like protect Vicky, because Joker's got to come and he had to stop the press because it was Vicky Vale.
That's right.
But,
well, I mean, that good reminder of like this is why he's doing this, because of that previous scene. He sees her with Knox. tracks her down, invites her to this little party.
Who's this loss?
Yeah, who's this loss?
Nuts.
So, touching on that part, I actually rewatching, this stuff again over and over and over. Man, this is a terrifying scene. It's terrifying. There's gas coming into the building. People are like falling over and stuff. And then before, like, I think that scene right before they enter the room, it's pretty ghastly, dude. Because people are just dead. These people all just died.
I'm surprised that, I mean, a bunch of the ones, like I'm rewatching now. First of all, I love that the gas is purple.
Yeah.
That's a nice little touch. But like the people that are like, I don't know, can we assume that they're dead? That this gas kills?
Yeah.
I guess
I'm assuming it's like Smilex, right?
I mean, exactly. Except like people don't have smiles on their face.
Yeah. That would have been actually really cool if they had like, if they did have smiles,
and that's what I was gonna say is I really thought like, oh, that's how they could have added a little bit more, but maybe that's that's more makeup budget that they didn't have or something.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it's the Joker. He's playing with his chemicals. He sends them through. They kill, and and it's creepy. They intentionally show you these people are dead. Like they do like the the quick cuts to like the different people. I feel bad, like they're all waiters and old folks and like, they're not real, but like it's just like, oh man,
just here for the art here at the Flugelheim.
Yeah, these guys just.
And then that Elfman score does a really good job of ramping it as as everybody's falling and stuff, and then it's too black as the music kind of boom, and then the way the sound of those doors opening, and you're like behind the doors as it opens, and you're seeing the scene itself. I'm like, and this is Burton. Perfect, like lining up everything for it's very effective. It looks cool. Like, sorry, dead people. It looks cool.
Oh, so now the guys come in. Joker comes in with the goons, and I love, gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Lawrence.
There we go, and there's Lawrence.
And then this track by Prince.
Yeah.
Boom. Love it more than Bat Dance. It's probably, I don't care what people think, it's my favorite Prince song.
Yeah,
because this is probably the first song I ever heard by Prince. Because
Hoss
and I, we were 2 when '89 came out. I was probably 3 something when I saw parts of this movie. So like this, especially, and like that song, it's just always an affinity for this song right here. Like that's a great song, and they're having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect song. So I read that this song was written not for the Joker, but for Jack Nicholson. Like Prince wrote this about Jack Nicholson.
He is a party man.
Yeah, like he was like, I guess he met him on set and was just like, so impressed by his like swagger. So,
I remember used to thinking always that it was really cool that they like, it was like so neat, and he says black and white.
Yeah,
red and green. It was the guy's painting the one statue with the green hair, and he's got the red, red lip or whatever. I'm like, it matches what he's saying.
It was so on the nose. It was like this was written for this.
But as a kid, it was amazing how they did that.
I'm not typically like a big like using, music in the movie like that. Sometimes it works, like the needle drops. But I don't have any issue with the Prince music in this film. I love it. I know Tim Burton wasn't a fan. It was just one of those.
I think because maybe it was an original song like for the movie. Well, maybe that's it, rather than like doing a cliche something that everybody knows this song because we've heard it on the radio the past 20 years. That's where to me it gets a little eye rolly, or a pop song that's recent. It seems a little more desperate. This all being like Prince songs being original for this movie just feels like never an issue.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. Like what you just said. Because if it was just like shut up and dance with me or something stupid. Like I'm out. You're taking me out of the film. I hate that song. I don't want to do this movie. What are you doing to me?
The safety dance, pops in here as they're
which art. Maybe that's the new meme. We just replace this scene with other songs.
You can dance if you want to.
I love when people do that. Was that movie Matilda, and everyone always like replaces the music with something else, like just like.
I haven't actually seen that. Matilda, yes, but like these creations I haven't seen. So
there's this whole dance number in there, and they replace it with whatever. Anyways, back to Batman.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Yes. So
Party
this is
man,
great.
you're dancing.
They're dancing. The goons are having a good time. This must have been incredibly fun to film. you
Oh
know?
yeah, yeah.
So
I wonder if they heard like what if they were listening to anything.
they had to had something, because there are some. I mean, the beats hit.
Yeah,
Like well, I mean, they edited it well, but like the beats hit like a lot of the like you know, like what you're talking about. Like they're dancing to something, So they're having
yeah. Be interesting.
they've got to have something, and so yeah, all the paint hitting the paintings, man. I love that. And
Yep.
so
Splat.
yeah,
Bright colors with it.
yeah,
All good stuff.
yeah. So they're destroying everything, and then there's the painting that Bob's about to cut, and then Joker is just like, he likes that one, the dollar bill one, where he's like, he's like $1 bill. It's so funny.
Sure,
Yeah, so
why not?
Yeah, I don't know the name of that painting, but it's like a super gruesome painting. It's like 2 slabs of beef and like a vampire or something. And then, anyway, so they sit down. They say Vicky, because again she's waiting, and they set the table, man. Like these guys are they are definitely the wingmen for Joker. So
yeah,
I love his like little. He lights the candle, just like torch. Yeah.
Awesome.
And they switch the music to like the whatever. There's like a very the only needle drop here is like this classical like dinner music that you've heard before. It's like
Look at
music.
Lawrence has it loaded. It's like a 2-decker boombox. He's got Party Man on the one side. He's got this romantic music on the other. The guy's not messing around.
Lawrence, he rolls the dice well. Let me tell you, that's why he's got the dice. He knows what's happening. Lawrence is ready. So okay, I love this part. We got we have the portfolio review with Joker, and he's just like hates all of her artwork, like all of her like magazine nonsense, crap. But when you get to the Corto Maltese stuff, he's just like super impressed by the skulls and the gore, and like he's building her up now. Like he's bringing her into this his idea. His whole point here is to recruit her into the avant-garde of the new aesthetic. I love that line. It's so
you give it all such an I don't know if it's art, but I like it. Like he doesn't even say what it is. Is that you give it all such an I don't know if it's art, but I like it. And I just think this whole scene here is just like, this is the best dialogue Joker has in the movie, I think.
Oh yeah.
Because it is just, and I think Jack is just like amazing in this part here. In his lines, how he delivers the lines. I feel like he's putting like extra seasoning on each line when he's doing like moves and stuff. And he's like, tell me, what do you know about little? It does the little flaps in a face with Batman. He's like, I'm the world's first fully functioning homicidal artist. And it's not like that's the best. It's the like the lip smack at the end of it too. He's just like, he is cooking.
Yeah, he's doing it. I love how this whole setup of him being like, I'm gonna make art. I wish it actually went longer into the film. I wish it would have been more of a bigger angle, because like he wants to make art. I don't know if it's like his real like goal, like I'm gonna do some crazy stuff, or if it's just this lure to like get Vicky on board. She's a photographer. Let me stroke her ego a little bit. He's convinced she's gonna fall in line, which is hilarious. I love when he brings out Alicia. He's all, let me challenge you with a little piece I did. Like he brings her out.
Oh my gosh.
She's definitely not buying it. Now this is the one part of the whole movie where I always feel like, man, I feel like they should have done another take when she says, why is she wearing a mask? It just, the delivery doesn't work for me.
Oh really? Totally works for me.
It just feels like it feels like a, I don't know, too obvious. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. For me, I just didn't like that take. That's my only complaint in this whole scene. My one critique is that.
Hey y'all, it's Bill Ramey, founder of Batman on Film. Let's take a quick pause in this podcast for these words from our sponsor.
Some highlights for me is definitely because it just feels totally like Jack and Joker in one. I was in the bath one day when I realized why I was destined for greatness. It's almost like he's saying it to himself almost as he's going down the line. And I love Basinger. I love Basinger as Vicky Vale.
Oh yeah,
I think she's great.
we dodged a bullet, man, for sure.
I think we did. With like, no offense, Sean Young, but I just think Basinger, better than what we would have gotten otherwise.
Yeah.
But I think it's a really great delivery here, as she's like, Joker's just saying all this stuff, and she just looks at, and it cuts to her, and she's just like, I think it's very convincing too. What do you want?
Yeah.
And then like that, my face on the $1 bill. Like, he just had that locked and loaded, which, as we know later on in the movie, they had the perfect opportunity to do a callback, and they didn't. But fortunately, we got it in the comic adaptation.
We did get it in the comic.
But then, and then she responds, "You must be joking." And he said, "Do I look like I'm joking?" But I mean, like, well, a banger after a banger, all these lines from him, just so good.
It's good. It is going back to the $1 bill. It, like, again, when they're walking up the stairs, he calls out the $1 bill. So it's almost like, does he have this whole other plan going on already? He's like aware, it's like when you're having a talk with some buddies and like, oh yeah, hey, we're gonna go and make these things, and then later on in the day, you're like, oh, look it, there it is. It's in his head. Like, I'm getting ready. So you're right. Yeah, they should have had some Joker dollar bills, man.
And then how you said it's so stupid, but like when he brings Alicia in, and she says, "Jack, if I see, let me see the paintings." And he's like, "Oh, I'm in trouble now." Like, oh my God, it's too good.
Yeah, I love that, dude. I love all of this. So they're having their convo. Alicia comes out. Vicky's upset, and then that's when we're getting that the tension starts to build. And this scene,
you're insane. I thought I was a Pisces.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had that one down. I'm just like,
no, that's good.
Again, these lines, make me so happy.
Yeah. So he's trying to convince her. She's not buying it. And so when she throws the water in his face, before I didn't get to see this movie until home video, and I was never able to go to the theater that summer. It sucked so bad. But they'd show all the trailers and stuff. I wasn't aware of how things were going down, right? And so they would show that scene where he goes boo, right? And I just thought throughout the movie, Joker had just had different looks, and I was like, ooh, he's got a different look. Like he does his paint different. I just thought that's what that was about. I didn't know, he was, rubbing it off. And so seeing the film, I remember seeing the film and then getting the trading cards and like, oh, okay, so he's just rubbing off.
His face is falling off.
Yeah. So I thought it was like this tiger stripe look he had or something.
As a kid, I reacted like Vicky does when he says the boo, because I thought like, you got to think, I was seeing this movie and I was like 4 or 5 when I'd be watching this and stuff, and like it would startle me and scare me because I would think like, his face is melting. He just told us, and the Joker wouldn't lie to us. His face is melting. He's melting.
Oh man, I do like that. Like, why did she throw water at him? Like, the one thing to do.
Yeah,
we just throw water in your face. Like, it's not like.
And she starts patting his back too. Like, it'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Yeah, Vicky definitely is. She's got some strength, but she recoils real quick. Like, oh shoot, what did I do? Like, even in the conversation. Oh, and then where she kind of like where she does say, where he goes, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Where he goes, my face on the $1 bill, and he's all, do I look like I'm joking? And she's like, oh well, I guess not. She's like, she's trying to rationalize this.
She's almost like Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Without the.
Okay, so this is the best. Look, so we're getting to the best part.
Oh, here we go.
This has become one of the greatest Batman tropes of all time. Breaking through skylights, man. Bruce Wayne has a whole side company called, Wayne Industry, glass repair or something. He's making money as he's breaking money, The
sound of that glass breaking.
Dude, it's such a cool scene. Like, Batman I guess that was his way in. He couldn't go through the doors, he couldn't sneak in through a window. He's like, I'm busting through because something's going down with Vicky at the Flugelheim, and I gotta roll on over there, get out of my JCPenney sweater, change into the bat suit, and let's roll. And man, that part where he puts his like that cool zipline gauntlet in his face, man, it's like, what the heck is he gonna do? Is he gonna pinch off the Joker's face at that thing? What the heck is that?
I mean, that's sucker is thrown right in our face, like right in the camera lens. Where
such
we're like,
cool.
whoa! And then the brilliant cut to Joker 2 is kind of like, what shit is this?
Yeah. There's one guy when he's ziplining, when it's like the POV angle, there's this one guy who just jumps up like he's gonna grab Batman.
Yeah. And he must have fallen down hard because after Batman kicks those doors open. He turns around and throws whatever back in, and
Yeah, he
then
throws like a smoke bomb or something, I think.
yeah, I don't know what it is.
It feels like okay. It feels like there's a cut here. Like there was more. There was more. Even where Joker says, "Where does he get those wonderful toys?" I feel like there's more to that scene, and I feel like I've read maybe there was a little bit like
Okay.
to that. I wish they would do like some type of like, here's everything, just so you can kind of like
We'd
see
eat
a
it
little
up.
more. Yeah. Oh, I would
I
eat
think
it up
we'd
for
eat it
sure.
up.
But yeah, again,
Yeah.
one of the great lines. Where does he get
Mhm.
those wonderful toys?
Batman even. Oh my gosh, I gave out his identity. Just 2 words. Hang on.
Yeah.
And then he goes doing that. Like I jumped a little bit. Yeah. So he glides through. The guy tries to jump and hit him. And then where does he get those wonderful toys?
Yeah.
And it's like when the Joker goons come running out, the guy that jumped, I don't know if you've probably noticed, he's like the first one. And he comes out and he's like waving his arm. It's like, oh, did he like tear his shoulder or something? Did he land awkwardly when he was trying to jump and get back?
Yeah, dude. So yeah, this whole scene, dude. This is like the most Batman scene, dude. He rescues her. I remember my uncle would always call this scene out, and it's I can never not think of my uncle making fun of Vicky Vale when they run out of the museum, and when he's all, get in the car. She's all, which one? And he's all, come on, Vicky. My uncle would be all, come on, Vicky. Look, it's a Batman. Look, what car would he be getting into?
One of these things is not like the other. Okay,
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Oh man, I love this.
That whatever. But I love the shot with that, and you get your first look there of Joker's marketing team is top notch in Gotham, of the cars that they use with the the green tops and the purple bottoms, and all of his goons have the Joker coats and stuff too. I loved all of that. I was like, I like this marketing. I like it.
Shoot, man, when that fire shoots out of the back of the
Did you know when you saw how well were you versed in 66?
Oh yeah,
by this time.
Yeah, I knew.
By the time you saw this,
hyper aware of it. Yeah, they play it all the time.
Did you think of that Batmobile?
As
soon as like the back lit up like that?
I just thought of like Batmobiles do.
That's what they do.
Yeah, that's part of like a Batmobile. Fair. They have to have fire shooting out of the back of them because they go fast. Yeah. Even though this one goes like 12 miles an hour, it feels like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Filmed well.
Yeah.
Yet again, that Monarch Theater, it got some airplay in this movie.
Getting their money's due out of this thing.
Sure are.
Seeing this Batmobile in the streets is really cool though, man. Like it's like one of the best like movie like Batman cars in the street scenes. I don't know. Like I don't know. I try to be objective in this stuff, man. And I'm not trying to compare it to the other Batman films. I just feel like this is the only one that works for me, man. Like it looks like a Batmobile. It's like, what the heck is going on? Right? What is this car? Like you get a little bit of it in Begins. They're like, where is he? What car is he? He's driving on rooftops. There's a little bit of that, the cops angle of it. But in this, you start seeing people like, what the heck is going on? Like people have no idea. And this is a big move for Batman. Like he's out now. He must have just like got the Batmobile working, dude. Cause he's like, I'm in public streets at nighttime. I'm shooting grapples around, poles. Like people are like, the bystanders are like, what the heck is happening here, man? Yeah.
I mean, that's a good point of this is his first public outing, basically. And by that, I mean, like, he is like, he's driving the Batmobile in the streets of Gotham. He ends up running through the streets of Gotham where there obviously are people everywhere. So I mean, it is his, and it's, I think Burton does a really good job of like, you joked, but it's because it's true, of this Batmobile going like 12 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Because it could go like 12 miles an hour. But I think Burton does a good job with the cuts and the shot selection of it, of really showing off the car, but in a way that makes it seem like it's like that this is a higher, faster paced kind of chase than what it really is.
I love every scene where Batman has to get out of the Batmobile with Vicky because he's always waiting for her. Again, Vicky waiting. It's like, get out of this car. Like he's obviously trying to help her. There's no doors on this thing, so she's got to climb out through the top. But when he gets her in and when he gets her out, it's like he's like waiting. Come on, let's get out of here. And then I love Batman running through the streets with the way his cape
Me too.
looks. So good, dude. It's
the cape, his boots.
yeah,
You know, because we need it, because it sounds so stupid, but I like hearing like the running of the boots, like on the way the sound on this stuff is just excellent. It's only gotten better since they've done the remasters and everything. But it's all that's so cool because it's also more vibe of like Gotham City vibe too, in which just Gotham rules.
And that's what I love. Like this scene, oh man, it's so no one's done this before. No one's done this again. Batman like running through the streets, dude, is such a Caped Crusader Batman scene. Like him, like while he's chasing after Vicky down like that alley, right when they get out of the car. It's so cool, man. It's such a freaking good visual, dude, because he's contrasting with the smoke in the alley too. It's just this whole scene is just rich of like cool Batman like shots, and you need that in Batman films, man.
I think like now they've really, by they I mean like those in charge of making live action Batman and stuff, they try to stick to the shadows, and he's one that plays in the shadows more, and so he is up on roofs and stuff like that. He's not running through the city. He's I think that this really works for this movie, but Christian Bale's Batman running with Rachel down the street, that wouldn't fit that movie. I don't think Pattinson running down the street and we get a shot of his boots. I don't see that working for that movie either. Somehow this, like it totally works for me. But I'm not going to be one that says
they all need to run.
They better not do that in another movie, or they absolutely need to. It just kind of depends on the movie.
Oh man, it's such a cool shot, dude. Him running, and then him just going shields, and then the whole thing, dude. Oh, dude, that part was rad, dude. How
many times did all of us play like after we saw that and be like shields,
dude,
shields?
I still got my shields, dude. I still got it right here.
You still have yours? Your great plastic covering? Yeah, amazing. Excellent.
Sorry, hear that sound? That's the shields, guys.
That's right. That was the shields that just loaded up.
That was the shields of my Toy Biz Batmobile. I still have it, dude. That thing is
well done.
Still, that probably worth $1,000. That thing.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, you can retire.
Probably not. Hey, just be done. So, all right, man. So that was cool though. Like seeing the Batmobile like cover up like that, like those '89 special effects. That was cool, dude. That was like that was a thing. Like you said, like I remember going shields. We'd always go for shields.
Yeah.
Nothing.
This time it'll work. All right, let's just pretend.
Whoa. Yeah.
Walk up to mom and dad's van when they're like, get in the van. I'm like, shields. Ah, dang it. It's not working.
So, oh man. Okay, so more running through the streets with Vicky. She's almost gonna run into cars. Batman is just trying to protect her. Like, let's get the crap out of here. There's a lot of cabbage and stuff being delivered. And, and stuff.
Obviously,
a pile up, which is the chaos. Everything happening in front of the Monarch Theater again.
Yeah.
So this part right here. How much do you weigh? Batman being a little. You never ask a lady her weight, Batman.
Batman doesn't care. Their lives are in the balance, hanging in the balance.
He's like, all right, let's go. And this is like, again, this movie, the first use of the grapple gun, dude. Like this is and I love how it spins out on his belt. Like people, I think you forget, like it's like a track. His belt is a track, and those things zip through, and the capsules are where he loads all his
Yeah. And not to mention that shot too, when it cuts and he's shooting it.
Yeah.
He's shooting the grapple gun and she's on his shoulder, and it's just like, remember that was on the back of the VHS case.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just it'd be like, this is one of those dumb things. I would take the VHS tape with me if we go places, like go to the store even or something. Cause then I just like look on the back of the case and look at the front and just try to like play the movie. That I'm not kidding. Like I was obsessed with this movie. And so it's like that. And then it was it's one of those like what do you want to say? A promotional shot of Jack as Joker was the other image on the back of the VHS case.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was. I remember that. You're right. It was. It always looked like there was sparks and stuff behind them, but
yeah. And I remember trying to think like, man, what part is it in the movie? And then it's when he shoots the grapple gun.
I remember there's a trading card that just showed Batman and Vicky Vale like sitting on some like metal like platform or something, and it's never in the movie. That was some of the trading cards was different. There's always little scenes like what it was in this part, but it was like Vicky like resting and Batman just like next to her kind of resting as well. I gotta find it.
I think this scene wasn't that like, I feel like this was one that Was it a deleted scene or was it for a commercial of like the little kid and like the Halloween or whatever?
That was the deleted scene. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like when I read that in the cards, where he protects her, and she's like, "Is this Halloween?"
Okay.
And they actually put that in it is in one of the deleted scenes they released. I think 10 years ago or 2005 or something when they re-released all these things. But yeah, that was in this part after. I think it's after he gets in the fight with the goons. So, but yeah, this scene is kind of funny because so after he shoots it, you do see the obvious dummy up in the air flying.
Oh, I love when he says hold on, and I think this is very appropriate. I think the timing of it works really well when he like after he shoots it up and he's like hold on, and Vicky even does a quick like hand in the head like ugh, and then quick and holds on again. I think that works. Like, you know what I mean? Because they just did that and she was screaming the whole time. So here we are 3 minutes later and he's like, all right, we're doing it again.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, hell.
He says, hold on a lot. Hold on.
Yeah,
hold on. Hold on. Oh, man. So he lands in the garbage well. He braces his fall, gets ready to kick some guys, and then they get him. Boom, boom. I mean, they shoot him. Looks like they shoot him in the balls, but they don't. But they get real close, man. And
I got the chest.
They got the chest. And they're just like, check his wallet. Bob the Goon,
yes.
bro.
Oh, my God, yes. I love that delivery, too.
Check his wallet. And I love that they're like, what is like it's cool. Like they all think this guy's like some supernatural like freak, right? And then body armor.
And I mean, Burton has earned it up to this point too, to like it's totally believable. This is the guy who, they've laid the groundwork of not believing of this whole bat thing and what it is. And so these guys are finally getting a look at this myth up to this point. So yeah, and they're hesitant about it, and it all works for me.
Yeah. Oh, it really does. And I love the just when you hear the mask, like you get that like rubber pullback sound. It's kind of cool, man. Like just you just kind of you always want to like, oh, I just want to see his eyes got black makeup on. You can I want to bleach out that point. I want to like take a screen cap and like brighten it up because it's just kind of implied that that's just part of the mask, right?
Yeah, and this is where Vicky kind of saves the moment here.
Yeah, she does.
Flash on a camera.
Good job.
Distracts them just enough. But I always thought that shot seemed so she was supposed to, ride the grapple gun all the way up like she did on a rooftop. Yeah. And then when they do that over the shoulder shot of her looking down and taking that picture, she seems very close.
Maybe she
seems it seems like the dimensions a little off, but also like whatever.
Yeah, who knows?
Whatever, too. It's a movie.
Yeah, and here's Batman taking these bad guys out. I love it. I love he's just kind of some quick punches. These guys are out of shape. He's just one punch to the face, kick to the gut, but then you get this acrobatic dude who I always thought was Prince when I was a kid.
So the remasters, I'm not going to say they hurt the scene, but they shed more light on these shots of Batman to where you can see that it's not Keaton. It's stunt guy, Carl Newman.
Yeah.
And a lot of this stuff. And so now it's like,
which, I'm okay with that. It's very 80s. Like either it's a dummy or it's Carl Newman, but you know what? It works. It works for me. And plus for him, like, hey man, give him a little love. I know he's on the convention circuit and all that stuff. Get him what he deserves.
Yeah.
And it's cool. I loved it. This is one of the scenes that was in the trailer, like for TV spots, and
the sword guy.
Yeah, him fighting the sword guy, and it was just Batman fighting a guy with swords in the alley, and it was like, what? Like, how badass is that, dude? Adam West never did that. That was like the whole. I feel like that was the whole intention of these TV spots. Is look how freaking cool Batman is. He's fighting a guy with swords, and he does that kick, and it just just takes him out. Just focus.
Great music with that guy going.
Yeah,
backflip kind of and stuff, and it's great. And then good old Bob rises behind the garbage with the longest knives that I've ever seen. And then I think it's a really cool, very dark and shadowy as Batman standing there and does a little hand wave of like, come here. Oh, yeah. And Bob, no.
And that's what's cool. That's such a cool, I like when Batman, not when he's like, I don't want to say humorous because I don't want Batman to be quippy and stuff like that. But I do like he knows, what are you gonna do? Like this cockiness. Yeah. So he's just like, all right, come on. Kind of like Michael Keaton at the Oscars like a few months ago.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Bring it. Like there's
was
a
great.
zone, where Batman
Great
gets into this
punctuation
zone.
to the whole moment. And
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when Batman adds a punctuation,
yeah.
like an exclamation to it. There you go.
Because
Not
that's
like
imitating. That's intimidating, man. Like,
yeah,
dude, this guy just beat the
that's
crap out of
cool.
everybody. He just did a freaking ninja kick. Because that's my story is Bruce Wayne. He's a ninja wherever he goes. We just didn't see that
That's
story
right.
in this. 'Cause he just does this
Yeah.
focused like kick to that guy. Like, dude, forget all this like nonsense. Like my gauntlets, I can like brace all the swords, but like I'm just gonna kick this fool because I don't got time. And then Bob, do you want any of this? Go. And Bob needs to go back because he needs to spread the fear back to the gang. But yeah, Bob.
Good old Bob.
And that's like that. Dude, that's so good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Shield's open.
Shield's open.
And the crowd that's gathered around that Batmobile, and then as they all go down, like the shield goes down, and then the lights come on, and it revs up and just takes off on its own. That just as cool as prior for a kid, because you're just like, but there's nobody in the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that cop, the way the cop reacts is so good. Like, wait, what?
What the hell?
They're all like, what's going on? I love the crowd gathering around it. Like, what is this? Who is this?
Very believable.
Yeah.
People would be like, what is this? What's going on?
People are tripping out, and like, I love it. Look, there's this biker guy. He's in this scene, and he's just like, what's going on, man? It's so great, dude. That car is incredible. And okay, so Vicky, she climbs down. She climbs down all the scaffolding and the fireman whatever ladder, and she's again, Batman is just ready to like do cool stuff. I'm gonna stand in front of the car.
Well,
she's
hold on. She gets down. He scares her.
Oh yeah.
You weigh a little more than 108. Oh really? Oh, I love that. I got to show it to somebody that I work with that surprised, like who is not a superhero, nothing, so had never seen this.
Yeah.
And I was like, watch this.
Are you serious?
And and she laughed and she goes, oh my god. I'm like, yeah, they wouldn't put this in these movies now, but I think this is freaking hilarious that
it's
they
great.
had him up there, because I think it's just funny. I think you weigh a little more than 108.
She could have really jacked them up, man. That line, his test line.
Yeah.
That thing's probably like, you can only probably zip like, 250 up there.
You know what? But I find it as a great comedy line.
Oh, great. Yeah. Well, he went back to the Batcave and said, Alfred, we got to like add more weight capability to this thing.
Yeah. Vicky maxed it out, man.
Yeah. Then Vicky's pushing 130 at least.
Yeah.
and that's not a bad thing. That's like, hey girl, you're healthy, girl.
Good for you.
Vicky. Come on. She's a
Bruce
tall
Wayne.
lady.
Like, nope, I top out at 125.
Yeah.
Kidding.
So we get to the end of this little section here, and the whole stop. But the way he's posed, he's just like, he's got his arm up, and he's like, this is cool. Like, he knows it's cool. Batman's like, look at my freaking car, and I can talk to it, and it's gonna stop when I speak into my little box.
I think people used to think that was a statue of him standing. Do you think that's a statue of him standing there?
No, never. There's no statue.
It looks like a really good statue if it is. But I'm playing it right now. Played it once, and I'm playing it again. I'm gonna try and. No, I think that I don't know. I think that he looks real. He's just staying posed like that, with holding the thing up to his mouth. But whatever.
Yeah,
so good.
Never thought it was a statue. Really,
so good.
That's so good, man. All right, Batman '89, man. This was I love this whole section, man. I love Lawrence. I love goons. I love Batman. Batman fighting goons is always fun, man. Just I want more of it. I want more of that. Moving forward, I want Batman fighting goons that wear matching outfits. And
well, I think what's cool too is because it's like that's taking out goons is a way to be creative in all the things that Batman can do.
Yeah.
Because you can't just do a backhanded punch on the Joker. Joker's done and be like, there we go, the end. It's got to be big and more cinematic with the final confrontation and stuff. But here it's like you get a nice variety of like punch across the face, a guy looking, and back like during the flash, he backhand punches the dude, kicks another guy. Like it mixes it up where you get to see all these. Like Batman's not just he only punches; he's blocking, he's kicking, he's doing all sorts of all sorts of things.
That's why that sword scene was so cool, because you got to see even the purpose of his gauntlets and on his boots and on his gloves. So just some great stuff.
I think I just think I'm not going to say like what the best scene of the movie is or anything. I just think this is probably the most popular part of the movie, maybe most watched, most like looked up. I don't know. There's this section right here is just like such a great staple in Batman movies. I think
it's up there, man. It's up there. I love it. I love Batman 89.
Yeah, you do.
Make more of them. Check his wallet. Yeah, that's one of those quotable lines. Check his wallet.
Yeah.
These guys, and they're wearing sunglasses at nighttime. You're gonna get punched in the face, bro.
Yeah. They listen to Corey Hart all the time. They're like, wear sunglasses at night.
Here's what I hope. I hope at some point McFarlane just makes a 5-pack of goons. Please. I don't know. Please, I would love to see it, dude. All right, you guys. Ryan,
it's the only thing that could top a Lego Lawrence is a McFarlane Lawrence.
Yeah,
and the boombox coming with that.
Someone's had to have made one, dude. I bet you there's a custom somewhere out there. So, all right, Ryan.
Anyways,
I know you need to get back to the book club.
The grind. Yeah.
I know there's many pages to be read.
Many pages to be read. Yes.
You need to dust the spines of leather-bound books, some collections. So tell us, my friend.
Yes. Hey, Kowalski, thanks for having me on here.
Anytime. I'm so glad.
Good talking 89. Glad we could make it happen. And then my podcast, Batman Book Club, the latest episode just came out. It's got all our favorite Italian, Peter Vera, on there. Talk about Batman comics in May.
My favorite episode.
Oh yeah, well,
I love those ones. Those are my favorites.
I think this one's a good one too. Go figure. But yeah, we talked about new comics that were released in May. It's up on Batman on Film. You can listen to it wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you spot that logo on there, created by Justin Kowalski.
He's a nice guy.
He's a good guy. Great guy.
Right. He's all right.
There you go. Just check that out. I don't have anything written up on Batman on Film other than the reviews for the main Batman comic book title right now. And I'd say,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, not a good book. So
yeah, I was actually reading. How did I come across? I was reading the latest Detective, and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" He's painting. Batman painted a red bat on his chest. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Pete. Pete has a review on Batman on Film, which is not speaking kindly of it. We talk about that on our episode, and he's not very kind about it. Like. That one's kind of a mess too. So
yeah.
Anyways, listen to our podcast.
Yeah, go listen to that podcast. Go listen to Batman Go Book Club, and the wrap ups are great. So you can find me on another Batman on Film podcast at some point. I need to get back on the book club. I just don't have a book that's like popping in my brain. So I need to work on that. On that because my Halloween streak was ended by somebody.
By outside matters. We will not discuss, but we'll try again.
Yeah, we'll try again. So, yeah, you can find me on this episodes. Follow me on X, Justin M. Kowalski. I'd love to chat, talk about the Bat, or anything like that. All right?
Yes.
All right. We're going to end this show. Batman on Film. All of this stuff will be there through the feed on the website. And check out again, all the shows, all the reviews, all the news that's real and not fake, y'all. The real stuff is coming to Batman on Film. Batman on Film.
Authoritative. Definitive.
The original, that's right.
The dadgum original.
You guys all, I can't do the dadgum. I sound dumb when I say it. I just say the original. Like Joker would say. The original. Again and again. See y'all.
You have been listening to Batman on Film Chapter by Chapter, a BatmanOnFilm.com podcast revisiting the cinematic adventures of the Dark Knight, scene by scene, chapter by chapter. Follow Jet on Twitter @BatmanOnFilm. For BOF news only, follow at the Batman on Film on Twitter. To become a BOF patron, go to patreon.com/BatmanOnFilm. To advertise on BOF, visit advertisecast.com/BatmanOnFilm. For Jet and Team BOF, I'm announcer Rachel. Authoritative, definitive, the original. Batman on Film. Established in 1998.